Hi, I am Hirak from Canada True North, and welcome to this special series which talks all about cars. And in this video, we will talk generally about what kind of cars sold in Canada and what are some of the options that you get over here. This is going to be a two-part video. So the first part I have talking about things like why you should buy a car and what are the manufacturers, how they performed here in Canada. And then the second part, basically I will talk about the loans and finance options, including maintenance and some of the pros and cons of buying a new car. Plus I also have certain tips at the end of each video which could help you save some insurance cost on the car. So stay tuned and see you after this intro. Welcome back. In case you're wondering, I'm at this beautiful trek called Camp Snell Trek in Hockley Hills, and if you're interested, there's a link of the video over here where I have done it as a vlog wherein I take you through this trek. It's about an 8-kilometer trek. It's a wonderful area. Let's get back to the topic, and before we start, just to give you a preamble, we are talking about mainly pertains to newcomers or people who are coming new to Canada. And if you are here since a year, maybe it can help you understand some new things. If you are new, then definitely do watch it. So why we need a car in Canada? Well, first point is the distance. So what I mean by distance, Canada is a huge place, and it's divided into working district and suburban living areas. So most of the time the living areas or the suburban districts are a little far away from the workplace. Average is around 15 to 20-25 kilometers. Yes, there are people who work in, let's say, a downtown of Toronto, and they can probably commute by walking to their workplace. But most of the people, if you have family or kids, then you stay in areas like Mississauga, Etobicoke or Brampton. And then if your workplace is in downtown, then the distance becomes quite big. And to travel from let's say a Brampton to downtown, it's approximately around 40 to 50 kilometers. Though the distance looks big, but the time that it takes in a car, it's really small. So for 45 kilometers you might take around 30 minutes, or if it's really bad traffic, it will be around 45 minutes to 50 minutes. While the same distance in public transport, when you change two buses and a train, it shoots up to close to 2 hours. So in order to save time, it's really good to have a car. And second thing is basically the winters. So here in Canada, the winters are quite brutal and you have snow most of the times. Sitting in the bus stop for 20-30 minutes waiting for the bus in negative temperatures is really painful. But if you have a car, it becomes easier, as you just have to hop on to the car and drive away to your place that you're going. Plus in the winters, the car will keep you warm. So in the bus, yes, you do get heater and all those things in winters, but once you are out in the sidewalk and you have to walk, then it's really cold. But with a car, of course, you have the heater on always. So at home you have the heat, then in the car you have the heat, so you don't have to face the cold temperatures that much. The third point is public transport. I have been talking about buses and trains, etc. Yes, the public transport is pretty good when you compare it with our hometown, especially in India. But then again, because the distances are big, traveling by public transport does take time. When you have to do it like 5 days a week, it kind of becomes a pain. But if you have a car, it becomes, like I said, really easy. You just have to hop into your car and drive off to work, and you also remain fresh because the traffic flows smoothly, so it's not really too much of a hassle in traffic over here. And the fourth point is shopping. So you don't have mom and pop local stores which are right next to your house, so you'll have to go to a shopping plaza to get small things, even like bread, milk. And if you don't have a car, you'll have to take a bus and go there and then again come back. It's a lot of pain. So the best is just hop into your car, go to the plaza and come back. It would probably take around 10 to 15 minutes compared to half an hour to go and get the bread from the plaza. And the fourth and the most important thing is basically the beauty of Canada. So Canada is a really beautiful country. There are so many lakes, so many trails like this one. You have so much natural beauty that you can look at. But if you don't have a car, it becomes a problem because you don't feel like getting out of the house, getting into a bus and then taking a taxi somewhere, because it goes into our mindset that it's too much of a hassle to look around. But if you have a car, then you can, plan your weekends and go out to nearby places like we do most of the time. And it's really fun to explore the places in a car. There are a lot of facilities for car. You get parking spaces, you get gas almost all the places, and if you want to grab a cup of coffee through a drive-through without even getting out, you can do that. So those were some of the 5 points that I wanted to cover on why you need a car, and I hope those were some compelling reasons that push you into getting a car. If you need any more help in getting the car, do let us know in the comments and probably we can guide you. Okay, now moving on to the next topic, which is basically the kind of cars that you get over here. Now, like in your home country or in India, you get hatchbacks, sedans, SUVs. You do get those categories over here, but you have certain newer categories like pickup trucks. Pickup trucks are really popular here, especially people living outside the city areas. Pickup truck becomes a really good vehicle as an option because you can dump a lot of things in that and go around. Plus the pickup truck looks big and spacious. So to start off, we of course have the hatchback category, wherein we have cars like Honda Fit. You may also know it as Jazz. And we also have like Chevrolet Spark. Yeah, Spark is still available. I'm not sure if it's available in India, but yes, here in Canada you do get Chevrolet Spark and they are still selling well. But then again, if you go for a hatchback, I do not really prefer it because in the winters, in the snow, because the hatchback is really light, you don't get so much traction on the snow, and even with winter tires it tends to skid. So I really do not prefer hatchbacks. Plus I feel like it's not really so safe because cars really drive fast here, even though it's within speed limits. If God forbid you end up in an accident where you're rear-ended, having a boot may save some of the damages. So next up we have a category called compact sedans. And like we have in India, like Volkswagen Vento or Volkswagen Polo, here we have like Honda Civic, Toyota Corolla, and cars of that range like Hyundai Elantra. They are called the compact sedan cars, and they are available for a lot cheaper than a mid-size sedan. Which brings us to the next segment, which is the mid-size segment of sedan cars. And here you get cars like the Toyota Camry, the Honda Accord, Volkswagen Passat, and these are like some of the cars that you get over here. They fall in the mid-size sedan category because you get a little space inside and you also get a bigger boot. Then we come to the third sedan category, which is the full-size sedan, which are basically approximately more than 5 meters in length, and those are like really long cars that you get over here. Coming on to the SUV, we have the mini SUV, and these mini SUVs comes from different manufacturers like GMC Equinox or Ford Escape, and even Ford EcoSport, which is available in India, is sold here by Ford. And then comes the compact SUV. Compact SUVs are like mid-size sedan, but they are in the SUV class, and you get cars like Toyota RAV4. Now RAV4, you can compare it to something like Hyundai Creta in India. And then comes the full-size SUV like the Toyota Highlander. Unfortunately, we don't get Toyota Fortuner over here, but you do get Highlander and GMC Acadia. Which brings us to the third point, which is what are the manufacturers that sell their cars over here. So some of them we have already spoken about, but there are certain different manufacturers that you may not have heard about in India. One of them is a company called Subaru. Subaru is sells vehicles which have all-wheel drive systems, which are really good. Especially in Canada, they are quite popular because all their cars, right from their hatchback Impreza to their SUV Forester, comes with the all-wheel drive system, and it really helps in winters, especially in the snow, to get good traction. Then you have also got a company called Mazda. Mazda sells a lot of cars in North America and even in Canada, and their most popular variant, Mazda 3, is really good in terms of features, fit, finish, and the looks. Apart from these two, car manufacturers, you get the usual manufacturers which you have heard in India. So these are like Honda, but then Honda also sells their luxury variant, which is called the Honda Acura. And Acura is little more luxurious, though they take the same part as Honda, but they have different features which may not be there in a basic Honda family car. So with Honda, we also have Hyundai. Hyundai also has their luxury brand, which is Genesis. And then we have Toyota with their luxury brand Lexus. Then even Nissan is there with their luxury brand Infiniti. Plus they also sell Nissan family cars. And then also you get Volkswagen, Mercedes, Audi, BMW. And Ford is also there. So Ford sells their Ford variant family cars, as well as Lincoln, which is their luxury lineup. Now let's look at their performance in 2019 quickly. So the top performer was surprisingly Ford Motor Company with their pickup trucks and Lincoln, amounting to about 15% of the market share in 2019 here in Canada. Yes, the same Ford company which has wound up shop in India is doing quite well in North America, which is their birth country. And then you get the GMC. So GMC with around 13% market share came second in 2019, and GMC has different brands like Cadillac, their own GMC brand, and they also have Chevrolet. So all three of them combined accounted for 13% of the market share. Coming in at third position is Toyota, who did about 12% market share in 2019. And then we had Fiat. Fiat Chrysler Group did about 11% sales in 2019. They have different brands selling here in North America. So they have the Dodge brand, which has the cars like Challenger and Charger. And then they have the Jeep brand, plus they have the Chrysler and their own Fiat 500, which they sell over here. So combined with these groups of companies, they did about 11%. Also, who did 11% sales in 2019 is Hyundai and Kia Motors. They combined did about 11%, which includes Hyundai, Genesis, and Kia. And then comes Honda. When newcomers come for the first time here, the first thing that comes to their mind is, oh, that's a Honda Civic or a Honda Accord, and I want to buy that. But if you look at their 2019 results, surprisingly, they did only 10% of the sales here in Canada. After Honda comes Volkswagen, which did about 8%. And then you have companies like Mazda and Subaru, which did about 3% each. And then other manufacturers like your luxury cars, BMW, Merc, and Audi, who brought up the rest of the sales here in Canada in 2019. Like I said, some of the tips to save on car insurance. So the first one is basically having your postal code looked up. So what I mean by that is the area that you stay kind of determines the amount of insurance premium that you're paying. If I am staying in Brampton, I would probably be paying $100 more than if I was staying in Mississauga. So check your postal code, what are the insurance rates that are going on, and if you can change your postal code before you buy a car, do that so that you could save some of the amount of the premium that you're paying. The second point, and we will just quickly go through these points, is basically driver telematics. These are kind of apps that are built by the premium insurance companies, who basically give you these apps to monitor how you're driving, and if you're driving good, the insurance cost comes down. Then you also have documents, especially for people who are coming from US or Australia or UK. You can get your experience letters, including the insurance certificate, and you can get certain discounts over here. Then comes the winter tires. Having winter tires also reduces the premium almost by 5 to 10%. So those were some of the points that I quickly wanted to share that could help you save on the insurance cost. If you want more details, I have the link of the video over here, and you can have a look at that, wherein I talk in details about these same points. Okay, so that was the end of our first part, and we will move to the second part for the rest of the points. I hope you like this video. Do like, share, and subscribe to our channel, wherein we bring you more such informational content, and stay tuned for our next video. Till then, bye bye.